Hello, this is Dr. Paul Cottrell, and I'm going to be talking about the Alumni Day that was last week at Harvard University. Um, Annually, what they have done in recent time is have the alumni come into Cambridge and they do a procession and they sit down in the yard area, and then they have guest speakers. And so this is all tied to the Harvard Alumni Association, HAA. And then the president, who happens to be the interim president, Alan Garber, I think is his last name, or Gabber, Garber or Gabber, maybe it's Gabber. He spoke. Okay, there's something that's very interesting that took place, and that's the reason why I want to do this video, to just kind of document what I saw. All right, so we have to line up. All right, and then they have like a morning exercise, and then afterwards, then they do like lunch, and then they have some lectures that people can sign up for. Okay, so what I normally do is that I'll go for the morning exercise and then sit under the tent and talk to people during the lunchtime. And then I don't usually go to these individual lectures. They had one, I think, about democracy and what happened with Trump. That was one lecture. There was another one that was about economics. There was, I think, one on AI. So so there are little lectures all over the place that people can go to and sit in for, an hour and a half, 2 hours. So you line up. So I took Amtrak into Cambridge from New York, and so I get there at about 9. I had to wake up super early in the morning, like 3:30 in the morning, to get to the station. But I get into Cambridge at 9 o'clock, and I get onto campus, and then they start lining up at about 10:30 or so. So you're talking to people and you're figuring out which class year you're in, and you do your check-in and you get your little badge and all this stuff, and you find that area where you line up for based on your class year. And this year it was kind of cool. I was actually able to hold the staff that is for the year that I graduated. So the graduation classes that were lining up go all the way back to 1945. There was an individual that graduated from Harvard University in 1945. All right, so that's going pretty far back. There were two elderly individuals. I think one was 1945 and maybe 1946, or maybe both of them were from 1945. I'm not sure. They couldn't walk, so they were in wheelchairs. But it was kind of cool to see, that kind of older generation still participating. So, it's pretty phenomenal to see someone that actually graduated from Harvard University in 1945 still there. And then subsequent years, so 1945 starts. All right, they lead it. There were some that were in the 1950s. Many were in their 35th or 40th anniversary for their reunion. So usually it's like the 5-year, the 10-year, the 15-year, the 20-year, 25-year, 30, 35, 40, and then it goes on, right? Okay, so I knew some people that were from the Harvard Club in New York that actually had their either 35th or 40th anniversary for the reunion. And the people that I met after the procession, were basically my age, so they were like in the 30th, uh, the when they graduated from the college, um, they had their 30th reunion. But for me, you know, because I did my graduate work there for my master's, that was in 2022 was when I graduated from Harvard University. So I was talking to people that were my age, but you know, they were already, you know, 30 years in and it was interesting. The people that I was sitting next to, they were Harvard undergrad, so Harvard College and HLS, so the Harvard Law School. So I was talking to some lawyers that, you know, are still practicing law, and some of them that actually went into banking. But it's kind of a cool event. So you line up and you walk in, you do your procession based on your class year, and then you sit down into the yard, and then on stage they start speaking. Okay, the speakers were excellent, but here's where it got crazy. Okay, you got to remember, many people are older in the crowd, not too many young people. All right. To get in, you had to have registered. You would had to have been a guest of a graduate. All right. So that means of any year, even 2024. It wasn't open to the public. You had to purchase registered, you know, for everyone in your party. Okay. So people are sitting down, they're listening to the speeches. The main MC for HAA, I don't remember his name. He spoke very well. I was very impressed. I've seen him before. I'm not sure if it was at another HAA event or if it was something at just the regular commencements. I don't remember, but he's a really good speaker. And then there was a keynote speaker, but before the keynote speaker, the president comes up, and there's some, you know, singing, and there was a pretty cool, I think they call it beatbox. It's where someone is like with a mic, and they're like with their mouth creating a beat, and he was with a celloist. So this one individual is playing the cello, and there's this other one that's doing this beatbox thing with his mouth in the mic, and it sounded actually pretty cool, pretty unique. So they did that. There was some singing by the chorus. There was the Fair Harvard song. But when the president went up to the stage and he started speaking, two really weird things happened. And it just seems like every time I'm on the campus at Harvard, there's some wacky thing that happens. I don't understand. Okay, there's security, all right? And Harvard has not only have their security, but they also have their own police force. So there's a Harvard police force and a Cambridge police force, all right? So the Harvard police were on campus, and there was this woman that comes from behind the stage, because the stage is in front of the church, and it looked like this woman came from the church behind the stage, and then started walking up towards the president of Harvard, and who happens to be Jewish, male, white, right? And start pouring this green powder all over the podium, all over him, all over his head, all over his suit. And there was so much of it that it spread on some of the people that were sitting in the front row on the stage. And the police rushed up and took her away. They took her downstairs, because in the church, there's actually, behind the stage, there's actually a basement, and you can enter the basement from the side through these stairs. Okay, between the stage and the front of the church, there's a basement entrance. They took her down there, and then a few minutes later, she is taken away with handcuffs, and who knows what happened to her. When she poured the green powder on the president, Gaber or Garber, whatever his name is, he didn't flinch, and he kept his, he looked a little worried, but he just kept on talking. So he just kind of like just kept on going. While she was doing the pouring of this green powder, she said multiple times, and I was just 10 rows deep from the crowd. All right. So, and I was on the, if you're looking at the stage, I'm on the left side. All right. On the lawn, in the chairs, about 10, 15 rows deep, but I was more onto the side. Right. I had a great view of what happened. I swear I heard stop the monkey laps. She said this multiple times, and then there are screens that are projecting from the camera onto the stage. The screens will have a caption, right? And in that caption, I looked, and it said monkey laps. Now, my understanding is that there are no primate experiments on campus, meaning Cambridge. That's my understanding. There's no primate experiments. Most likely, there are agreements with different universities or companies where they do primate research. But I don't know what she really meant by stop the monkey labs. Is it code? Is it dealing with mpox, monkeypox? Is it dealing with primate research? I don't know, but it was odd. It was really odd. And all the protesting that was going on has been about divesting, with their portfolio, or the whole Israeli Hamas crisis and all this stuff, but not about primate research. So why did she say stop the monkey labs? Is it dealing with mpox, monkeypox? Is it primate research? What did it mean? Is it some code? Who knows? But very odd. I don't know what it means at all, but it happened. And they live stream this. So if you don't believe me, you can find the live stream for the Alumni Day for Harvard 2024. It happened on Friday, and take a look at it. All right. Then shortly after that, then there were about, I want to say 10 or 15 students. Now, remember, you can't get into the campus, into the gated area on campus, the main core of the campus, without registering for the event, paying for the ticket, and making sure that all of your party members, I think you could bring 3 or so, are also registered. All right. Or you're a working staff member for the event. So they must have been a graduate. They couldn't have been a 2025 class year. So they must have been 2024, because it makes no sense for them to be protesting if they were 2023 or 2022 or 2020 or whatever, right? So most likely they were a 2024 grad. Right? There were about 10 or 15 people that had these banners, and it said, one banner said, disclose and divest. So they want disclosure of the portfolio and divest in all these different companies. All right. Makes you wonder who's really paying for all this, because a lot of these people that are, a lot of these organizations, like a Soros organization, they short companies. So if you divest from a certain company, they make money. Makes you wonder why they're so hell-bent on divestment. In addition, they had the banners, saying stop the genocide, and, anti-Israel kind of stuff, pro-Palestinian type stuff. They were not as belligerent as what I saw during the commencements the week before. All right. But they walk through in between individuals that were sitting. There's like a path, right? And there's different sections that people sit in. They walk through that. And then because of the camera, they also walk through the center path towards the library, and then turned around and just stood there, hoping that the camera would look at them. And shortly after that, they started moving forward. Now, my memory is that the green thing happened before the march with these banners. Okay. Now they were standing by the stairs of the library, facing the stage where the president was speaking. All right. Now you got to remember, he's speaking. He's already got all this green powder all over him and all over the podium and all this. And who knows if it was dangerous or not? No one knows. And then they slowly started marching. And because I'm on the side where I'm sitting, I could see all these police officers on their walkie-talkie, getting into position to stop them from potentially rushing the stage, because it looks like they were slowly marching and rushing the stage. Eventually, they positioned themselves in the front, and then they were escorted out by the police. And it looked like they turned around and went towards the science center area. There's kind of like a pavilion, kind of a bridge area there. It looks like they were walking towards that, and they never came back. But I saw this woman pouring this powder all over the president while he was speaking, saying, "Stop the monkey labs," or that's what it sounded like. And the teleprompter that prints out the CC at the bottom of the for the video on these screens, it said that. So I don't know what was going on with her. And then shortly after that, then there was the divest and the pro-Palestinian crowd, about 10 or 15 students. All right. Very strange. Very strange. What did that mean? Stop the monkey labs. Is it mpox? Is it primate research? What the hell does that mean? I have no idea who the woman was. I can explain. She looked about, it's hard to tell. She looked like she was either in her late 30s, maybe early 40s. Female, white. She kind of had kind of like that typical, just kind of like ho-hum hairdo, a little bit longer. She looked like a professor or maybe, a researcher. She didn't, she looked a little bit older, but it happened so fast. So I didn't get and if I remember right, I thought she had a dress on. But the thing is that she, just ho-hum research looking, kind of teacher-ish look, right? Not like, didn't look like a super liberal or anything like that, but very strange. I don't understand what stop the monkey labs meant. My understanding is there's no primate research in Cambridge. They do primate research with other laboratories and other places, in the United States and around the world. And there's not that many primate research labs. So what the hell is she talking about? This is the first time that I've heard this, so I don't know. And then the whole typical, let's make a statement. Now, what's interesting is how the alumni reacted. One, the alumni booed this woman with this powder that she sprayed. The composure of the guest speaking, and especially the president after all this fiasco, was very professional. And and so the alumni stood up. They they booed the people that were doing all this protesting, and they were cheering for the guest speakers and the president on their reaction to what was going on. The alumni is, a lot of people won't believe this, the alumni are viewing what's going on campus as a bunch of brats getting out of control, and they need discipline. And so there's a little bit of a conservative feel about them. You know, do they vote conservative? Probably not. But there is this concept of, hey, this is an event for the alumni. This is an event to hear the speakers and honor the speakers and you know, enjoy the day and talk to people that you haven't talked to in a long time. And it was being disrupted by a bunch of people that are self-centered, and don't, you know, think about it. These guys that, you know, that came in for the class of 1945, they may not be around next year. Why take that enjoyment away from them? See, this is what I mean about this self-centeredness with this crowd. All right. If you don't like the university and the way they invest their portfolio, don't go to the university. Right. And sure as hell, don't pour green powder on the president and scream, stop the monkey labs, whatever the hell that means. So there, I felt that the alumni, HAA, saw their behavior as inappropriate, and there's within the alumni association, there will be a backlash with this new crowd of graduates that are coming out of Harvard and Columbia and some of the other schools that are being belligerent. So that was my observation. I found it odd. I thought it was important for me to document it so I can kind of remember that this took place and when it took place, and perhaps something later in the year or years to come we'll understand what the monkey lady said and why it makes more sense. Who knows? But maybe it was code, for the divestment crowd to come in and protest, and the pro-Palestinian crowd to come and protest. I don't know. It was much more peaceful than what I saw during commencements. But hats off to the president, still maintaining his speech while they were doing this. And hats off to the security force shutting it down very quickly. And hats off to HAA and the alumni and all the alumnus, actually standing up to some of these, super woke policies. They were disrupting some. People fly all over the world for this event, not just for the commencement, but for the alumni day. I mean, I met people that were from Singapore and from Hong Kong, and they're flying from India. They're all flying somewhere. They're not just from the United States, and they want to see this bullshit. So this class of 2024 and the instigating faculty members at Harvard are awakening a giant within HAA, Harvard Alumni Association. And it's going to backfire. Trust me, it's going to backfire. I'm just starting to see it at the clubs right now in New York, right? It's going to backfire on them. These new grads don't understand the hornet's nest they just kicked. So that's my take on what I saw. I wanted to document it. Please help support my work by donating on my website, the-studio-reykjavik.com. The link is in the description of this video. You can donate through Stripe, PayPal, or buy me a coffee on my homepage at the very bottom. Very quick, very easy to do. You can also help support my work by being a paid member on my Patreon channel. That way, you're supporting my news coverage. So most of my videos are for free. I do lectures, medical lectures, focused on immunology and pulmonology right now. that will teach you these systems and how the body works. You'll get a lot of knowledge. So if you are a higher tier member on Patreon, like tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, then you'll have different access to my different lectures that I do on pulmonology and immunology. You can also buy the full package on my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and purchase one of the modules for $50. Each module is for $50. You get PDFs and you get video lectures, and you have access to it as long as you keep the password. You get a unique password when you purchase. So with that said, also I have many supplements. If you follow my protocol to help boost up your immune system and to help to slow down the aging process and to get your body healthier, that protocol is structural nanosilver liquids, turmeric, ashwagandha, C60, digestive enzymes, D3, lignans, which helps to boost up your immune system, and omega-3 that will help your lipid profile and reduce the stickiness of your red blood cells. My protocol is more comprehensive, and when taken over a longer period of time, will have these compound effects that will boost up your energy, slow down the aging process, and boost up your immune system. It is much better than the protocol from Dr. McCall. Dr. McCall's protocol is focused on blood clots, right? And trying to break up glycoproteins and bring down inflammation. So his protocol is turmeric, the proteolytic enzymes, and nattokinase. But if you look at what I have, my digestive enzymes are proteolytic and fibrinolytic, so they'll break up the blood clot. The lowering of the inflammation is better in my protocol because I'm coupling it with ashwagandha and turmeric. So it's better as an anti-inflammatory than Dr. McCall's protocol. And then the nattokinase is good for blood clots, but there's fibrinolytic enzymes in my digestive enzyme. So, and his protocol doesn't neutralize pathogens, right? Like the structural nanosilver, right? His protocol doesn't bring down the inflammation enough because I'm coupling a lot of different things that bring down inflammation, such as antioxidants. His protocol doesn't have antioxidants. His protocol, well, his protocol has a little bit of antioxidant because of the turmeric. But, I have the turmeric and the C60. And the C60 is a very strong antioxidant. So by bringing down that stress on the cell, you're boosting up your ATP, you're improving the cellular health, you're improving the mitochondrial health, and you're boosting up your immune system. So my protocol is way better, way better. In addition, what you should be doing is proper diet, proper exercise. And what I mean by proper diet, stay away from the GMO foods, stay away from, the fluorinated water. You want to filter water, right? Proper diet, proper exercise. Proper exercise means don't do super intense workouts. You need to let your heart heal. It's going to take about 5 years to slowly heal your heart. Now, that doesn't mean you won't have problems post 5 years. I'm just saying in the aggregate, most people have some sort of problem with their heart now, no matter how healthy you are. So just walk, a little bit of cardiovascular exercise, a little bit of weight training. Don't get too crazy. Don't try to be a bodybuilder, and don't try to be a marathon runner. all right, especially for the next 5 years. All right. A lot of walking, do balancing exercises that activate the cerebellum so you keep those neurons being activated and get those muscles responding for balancing. Really important, because I think that in the future we're going to start seeing more Parkinson-like kind of syndromes, Parkinson issues, balancing issues, gait issues, shaking issues with the hand. So start with balancing and stretching. Don't have to get too crazy with the yoga and all that. All right, just a little bit each day. Proper sleep. Make sure you get the REM cycle sleeps, and challenging your brain. Reading, writing, stop using social media so often. All right. By doing that, and you're challenging your brain, you're talking to people, and you're writing, and you're reading, you do that for 60 days, and you're going to start noticing that you're getting smarter. You'll start noticing that your balance is starting to improve. You'll start noticing that your digestion is better because you're eating properly. And with the proper supplementation, which I'll go over here in a second, you are going to be able to holistically improve your health much better than Dr. McCall's protocol. My protocol, if you follow my advice, is holistic. It's going to boost up your immune system. It's going to slow down the aging process. And it has all the benefits that his protocol is. And oh, by the way, I've been saying this since 2020. He started saying his protocol in 2023. So, it's amazing how people piggyback off of what I've been doing for 4 years now. It's about bringing down the inflammation. It's about neutralizing the pathogens through disruption of the glycoprotein. And it is about soaking up those free radicals, right? And then you have the digestive enzymes, the proteolytic and the fibrolytic components that help to break down the glycoproteins, and that will help to break down clots. My protocol, even though it's more expensive, is far better, especially if you follow it on a regular basis and you get that compounding effect. Now, I do this every day, all right? And, the proof is what you see, all right? I look much younger than my chronological age. Now, part of that is because, I started taking antioxidants all the way back to when I was age 16, right? But, just learn from what I have to say, and you'll be able to improve your health. Now, if you don't want to follow it, that's your own choice. But the point is that my protocol is the Ferrari for health that is affordable, right? There are other protocols that are much more expensive that multimillionaires are doing that, are about $30,000 a month. But this will work for the masses, and it's comprehensive. Dr. McCall's protocol is not comprehensive. It's a subset of what I have. It's a subset. And they did that for a reason. And the reason was they wanted to make it cheap. They wanted to make it cheap and just break blood clots and try to digest glycoproteins. All right. But it doesn't help with that much with the chronic inflammation. It doesn't help with the increase in free radicals. It doesn't boost up your immune system, right? So trust me on this. My protocol is a lot more comprehensive. So go to the store, the-studio-reykjavik.com. All right, some of the products that you can get are the multivitamin. You need a high quality multivitamin that's easy to digest. It doesn't, cause disruption with GERD or anything like that. So this multivitamin is easy to digest, and it has the cofactors that you need for proper enzymatic activity. Your enzyme needs cofactors, and that's why these enzymes need vitamins. You know, a good multivitamin will be those cofactors for proper enzymatic activity. So go and get this bottle on my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com. In addition, because we are going through the allergy season, and I noticed this when I was in Cambridge, you know, people will start sneezing because there's allergens in the air. You want to mitigate that right away and stop that allergic response. It's what is called a hypersensitivity type 1 reaction. So take the elderberry zinc. All right, it's made with structural nanosilver. Tastes good. You have a 21 count. This is a lozenges are in this bag here. A 21 count, and this will help to soothe the throat, neutralize pathogens because it's a structural nanosilver, right? And prevent that barrier disruption, all right? Because you want that mucus, right, barrier to be healthy to prevent you from, you know, potentially getting pathogens, all right? So the moment that you start feeling a little bit of an allergic reaction, you know, from pollen or whatever, some allergen, start taking one of the lozenges or the drops. Now with the drops, it's 100 count because they're smaller, but you can get it in honey and lemon, 100 count, and blueberry in 100 count. So they're very good. Take them, you know, during the cold season in the United States. That's around September, October, all the way to about March, and the allergy season, which we're in right now. Structural nanosilver liquid, really important. I have 3 different types. I have max 35, max 14, and the silver solution. All right, the silver solution is a 30 ppm, max 14 is 14 ppm, and max 35 is 35 ppm, parts per million. You take a teaspoon of it a day, and it will help to neutralize pathogens. It'll help to boost up your immune system. All right. If you're not feeling well, take a tablespoon or 2 a day. What you do is you swish it in your mouth, you gargle with it, and then you swallow it. All right. And here is the max 14 bottle. Okay. So you do the same thing. In addition, you know, when you buy these liquids, some people want to take the liquid with them to work or, you know, to shopping or whatever, you know, just in case. So you can buy these applicator set. All right. This applicator set, you just pour the liquid in. It's a nasal spray, so you can spray the liquid in your nose. There's a dropper, and there is a spritzer. All right. So you can spray it on a surface or on the back of your throat, whatever. All right. So this is really important, so you don't have to carry a big bottle with you in your bag or in your backpack. Just take one of these. So go to the store and get the applicator set. All right. I have a lot of structural nanosilver soap variants. So here is lemongrass, charcoal tea tree, very high quality structural nanosilver soaps. All right. So get, you know, 2 or 3 bars for your household. Oatmeal and spice. Oatmeal spice, I have peppermint here, and then the other variant that I have is lavender. All right, so go to the store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and get the high quality soaps, right, made from structural nanosilver. I partnered up with Rainbow Herbals, and we've created these very high quality deodorants for males and females. I have it in peppermint, lavender, and tea tree, and citrus. All right. Not only is it a deodorant, but it will slowly detoxify your body. It doesn't have any aluminum in it, and it doesn't have any baking soda in it. It is made from essential oils from the Himalayas. It's extremely high quality deodorant bar with a dual purpose. So go to the store, get a couple bars of this, and you'll be very happy because it's very high quality deodorant. Lignans, extremely important, especially since we've gone through the crisis in 2020. We need to boost up our immune system. Take this powder, mix it with water or with food, and take it every day. It will help to boost up your immune system. It's for males and females. Take my advice. If you don't boost up your immune system, you're going to fall, you're increasing the chances of getting sick more often and increasing the chances of not being able to fight diseases like cancer. I have one of the best structural nanosilver toothpastes on the planet, way better than what Alex Jones provides. All right, so go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and get a few tubes of this for your household. It has the structural nanosilver. It does not have fluoride in it. Fluoride is bad for you, so make sure you filter that out of your water. Fluoride will make you stupid. I promise you. Fluoride makes you stupid. All right, so go to my store, get the toothpaste that I offer. It has no fluoride in it. All right, it will neutralize pathogens, whiten your teeth, freshen your breath, reduce gum irritation, and with proper oral hygiene, you're going to improve cardiovascular health and valvular health. So it's really important to get this toothpaste. All right, way better than the other crap that's out there that people are buying. Now, it's important to for skincare and to neutralize pathogens to use a structural nanosilver gel. So you use this gel. It's in a dispenser, so it's easy to carry, and you put it on your hands. It stays active for 5 hours. You put it around your mouth, around your nose, lightly coat your nostrils, around your eyes, around your ears. Okay, and it will stay active and neutralize pathogens. In addition, it can be used as a skincare. You can put it on minor burns, abrasions, wounds, and it will help to heal. The reason why it helps to heal is that it keeps the wound clean. Why? Because it neutralizes pathogens. All right. So this is really important. In addition, if you just want to use it as a skincare product, you can put it on your face or on your skin right before you go to bed. And what you'll notice is that your skin will be healthier looking, and it will be tighter. All right. And then when you wake up in the morning, you just exfoliate. So put it on at night and exfoliate the area that you put it on in the morning, especially the face. You'll notice that your skin will tighten. All right. So go to the store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and get the structural nanosilver gel. 3 cycles of REM sleep is really important to be able to consolidate memory, to get a restful sleep so you have more energy, and to detoxify your body. Go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and use the Goodnight formula if you're not getting REM cycle sleep. You need regular REM cycle sleep. There's been studies out there that have mentioned that if you're deprived chronically with sleep, that memory loss increases, dementia increases, Alzheimer's increases, right? Toxic buildup in your cells increase. So please go to the store. If you're not getting sleep, take the Goodnight formula to get the 3 cycles of REM sleep that you need for your body. Like I said earlier, turmeric, it's an antioxidant, and it brings down inflammation as part of the core of the protocol. All right, by bringing down inflammation, you're helping to heal the body. And you couple it with ashwagandha. Why? Because it controls the blood glucose levels. All right, and by bringing down the blood glucose levels, you're improving your cardiovascular health. But in addition, you're reducing that inflammation that is taking place in your vascular system. Oh, by the way, you need inflammation to start the clotting process. So if you reduce the inflammation, you're reducing the chances of clots. Resveratrol gets rid of senescent cells. It's part of my anti-aging protocol. It's also an antioxidant. So please go to the store and get the resveratrol. By getting rid of senescent cells, for tissue that have basal layers, they will be able to repopulate with adult stem cells, and those repopulated cells within that tissue will have longer telomeres. So over time, what will happen is that your tissue at the telomere length level actually is younger, even though you're 2 years older. That's the reason, that's one of the main reasons why people are starting to look younger when they take this protocol. Vitamin C, important for the immune system. It's also important for your skin. If you're not feeling well, take a double dose. Take this every day. Take it with water because it's water soluble. Clarity factor. A lot of people have brain fog and they can't concentrate at work. To get rid of that brain fog and be able to concentrate in school, at work, or even just to improve your dendrite connections for your neurons, take the clarity factor every day. Because proper neuron health and stimulating those neurons by supplementation, by moving around kinematically, balancing, stretching, doing a little bit of weight training, doing a little bit of exercise, getting better blood flow, and getting those neurons firing better, you're going to improve your cognitive function. All right. And when you take it with C60, which is a very strong antioxidant, what's going to happen is that your mitochondrial health will improve in all your cells, but especially in your neurons. And when you have better mitochondrial health in your neurons will be able to fire those neurotransmitters better. And that way, your dendrites are going to be connected and you're going to have positive neuroplasticity to slow down the aging process, cognitive aging process. You're slowing that down. A lot better than anything that Dr. McCall has said. So go to the store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and get the 2 ounce, the 4 ounce, or the 8 ounce configuration. You can get it in extra virgin olive oil. You can get it in avocado or MCT coconut oil. Okay? So, and take a teaspoon of it a day. It's very important to take it every day to soak up those free radicals. If you're working out, take it before you work out because you will recover quicker. Take it on an empty stomach because it is better absorption. All right. And by doing this every day, you're soaking up those free radicals that are literally rusting your cells. And take D3. It'll help to absorb calcium, but it also is a gene expression cofactor. You need D3. And in addition, if your cells are infected and it needs to go through apoptosis, D3 helps to get rid of those cells. So those are just some of the products that I have. If you follow my advice, you're going to slow down the aging process. You're going to bring down that inflammation. You're going to soak up those free radicals. You're going to be boosting up your immune system, and you're going to be neutralizing those pathogens. That's how you navigate through what we just went through in 2020. So go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, take my advice, and do the holistic approach. You do this holistic approach with proper diet, proper exercise, proper balancing, challenging your brain, proper supplementation, proper sleep. When you do all these things, challenging your brain, holistically, what's going to happen is you're going to be aging slower. And then over a period of time, just takes a couple of years, you're going to notice that the peer group that you're associated with, for the ones that don't do this, are aging much faster than you. So take my advice. If you don't want to take my advice, you're going to pay later. Trust me. You're either going to take the advice and slow down the aging process and be healthier when you get older, and try to mitigate some of the health costs that elderly have, or don't pay attention and you'll be paying later a lot more. So it's up to you. Thank you for listening. Please share this link, and please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.